On second glance,
It's unfortunate for the Union to just...
let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Couron. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. Remember, Leo, all items on the list have been the drawer. An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking. Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. This is your cloak. You can feel it.
Yes, it does bear the RCM insignia. The service cloak issued to you by your station.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying. Control panel. with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh, Marsh, on, Arrête, off.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everard tell. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow. Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the word. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No. He already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point.
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellick. But I'm like Mr. Everard's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town. And Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everard is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really. Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinez, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. Oh, yes. Born and raised in Ariash, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to...
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things... Oh, yes. I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done. Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirl... Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. He doesn't... Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir. Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course. Bye-bye now.
Yes?
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a
You go ahead, detective.
whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibe.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help her?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have known. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch your...
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
Don't mention it. But also, don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
Is he? He's not.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost...
His slug-like lips move. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Officer, we will deal with this later.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those... You want to cry? God, you're weak.
Mr. Dubois,
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry! Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't...
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions.
Quick, here's your window. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciated...
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again.
He's hiding his real...
Thank you for your understanding.
You too, Lieutenant.
You know...
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean...
Yes, that sounds good.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to...
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me, and...
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his...
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you...
You want to send someone a message that...
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist... Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. Honestly, I didn't want to bring it up, Harry. I heard you have become Measurehead's race pupil. Personally, I'm not big on the whole race thing, but that's okay. Let me assure you, I'm very glad you're comfortable sharing this with me. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me, of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What?
I think the odds of that are very...
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean...
I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of, Harry. You're among friends, and the good news is... I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. And you were probably...
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first. Everart's large hands are covering the folder, but the look on his face says, I know everything about you, Harry.
I'm sure it's not that bad. At worst, he has an old RCM.
Harry, I just know the things that matter to our friendship, and I want you to feel free to ask me about those things. It's Harry. Harry Dubois. And I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you? But of course, Harry, Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock.
He doesn't really seem to know any more about...
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Well, yes. I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or a girl very happy and proud one day, Harry. Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be a... Yes. You seem to be. A lot of the time. But right now, there's no reason to be. Let loose a little. This? My friends...
This translates into, haha, you guys are...
I find that very suspicious.
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry. Of course, Harry, of course. Let's not linger on personal details and amnesia.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally.
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start a... But of course, all joking aside, I am going... Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead... And, Jean, please take it easy with the race science. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but... You already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. I'm not a jealous guy. If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. Empty all your barrels on me, Harry. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joy.
Yes, please, Harry. Feel free to speak your mind or ask me anything. Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your... Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overwhelmed...
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me...
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here. You're one of us now. A real red and white...
mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
Control panel with several nut marsh. On. Snow is quietly covering the numerous wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground.
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you. Yes, this scene isn't exactly
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
If you must. But please hurry, we are...
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulous. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René. René looks like he's about to smile.
Why did you take that picture of René? You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure.
The unpromising race pupil returns. So it was. My unpromising race pupil entered the harbor and used my superior to give me orders.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
There's a but. But, while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone. That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
This is the uncomfortable result.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to mine. Yes, that is precisely what it means, homunculus. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time. The woman's gaze follows.
So, you guys are like cops or something? Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit?
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everard's lapdogs!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
A shrill laughter interrupts you. The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him. The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided. Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from...
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right, you talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organization.
He's not lying about no...
Understood. This has been of limited use.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not... A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get...
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and none of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you who he is and what they're fighting for. This is interesting.
We're negotiating our share. Aye. This stuff, they already covered. Never grateful. Were we ever grateful, we'd have nothing. You fight for all of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be...
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page. Communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people, or...
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent business. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owner.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt mother. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism...
Not you would like to say. But then, this man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something, even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. And none of the above kind of man. No harm in being that. Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, it all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude, that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions. No. No. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide. Yet it feels as if he could, effortlessly, go even wider, if need be.
Right to work! Right to work! Sure.
Honest men and we came here.
I have a...
You think they follow because when a bunch of beats me.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His shirt is far too small. He ignores your question. Silence is the answer. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off.
What's it to you? Big mess caused by union greed. But we're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the... Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Looking for something, Rod? Come to tell me to fuck off?
Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but, wow. I didn't know you worked for the Union, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
No, you don't work for the Union. The Union work...
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really long.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to...
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yes?
I can't believe it felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
What was with that fucking wink?
I see you are still grieving. Well, you must forgive me. I'm getting so scattered. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street.
This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal...
No problem.
There is no bitterness in her voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition...
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can... Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most... I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol... Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? There. The year is 51, and spring has only just started.
The lieutenant studies you. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Nope, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance.
Meaning, buying is voting.
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops, but we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need...
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
someone more educated in sweeping?
No. I'm not an encyclopedia.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person. Of course, dear.
Can I help you? Can I help? Another thing. Great. I love, though. Yes, not the whole day.
He hates the Union, but...
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. We don't. We have to wait. They'll
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Good question.
They're probably getting drunk or protesting something somewhere. They probably fucking killed that guy or something.
I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later.
Yes?
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely... Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. The man says a couple of sentences in that I'm pretty sure he doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return. Just one word. Sounds quizzical. Then he awaits your answer.
Borscht need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and...
Vodka Borscht! I love it!
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg. The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off. The mention of mañana gets his attention. They're friends. He smiles and bangs. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of a... You see a heavy steel. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
The door stands silent, unmoved. The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you. The door is closed.
can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't... Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing. He looks at the dust on his finger and wipes.
Yes?
You missed a good show before.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good!
By the way, Kipt is a racial slur.
Stop choking, Kuno!
Kuno's not fucking choking. Kuno's back to full power now. He doesn't give a shit about fuck did you want anyway? You got your fuck back down? Yes, yes. Kuno wants a normal conversation. Ask normal shit, please. So? North Jamrock. Kuno meant everything north of 881. The rooster fucked Kuno's words up. Kuno
sent your fat ass running around like jelly!
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move.
Good idea.
You got fucked. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. After this shit, you better have something.
Yeah, real interesting.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Dunno. Keep that guard.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Erie Opagite descent. It used to be a common first.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says...
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? What? Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
That's just some shit Rufin Gimps left behind. Lazy.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the eye about that pile of roofing material.
The fuck are you talking about?
Trying to get you to talk gimp, Kuno. Don't talk.
We are way beyond normal already. We are in the Star Chamber.
Are you having a seizure in Kuno's yard now? The fucking well!
They're trying to make you...
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack. Yes, you should go back.
Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Fuck does Kuno care about your hunch? That's your shit. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. What do you think you are? A super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerges for the time being. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and... Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
The 15th Indo-Tribe. Because there was. The 15th Indo-Tribe was comprised of 8 kids from Forburg and North Jamrock, running from wild dogs in the valley, hiding scents under rocks, and stealing clothes off clotheslines, and sometimes even the copper wiring of phone lines. You may have been one of them. This must be a childhood memory. The 15th Indo-Tribe. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked, maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of boots have shuffled. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. Standard work boot, number... You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell. 5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Say, impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? 200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up?
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between 2 men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. Whether a woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else? Interesting. Let's... Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joint...
He regrets it the moment he says it.
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for... Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a pot... A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time...
It is not
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken...
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his...
Indeed. They all... Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over. Isn't it strange to have your assumptions confirmed like this? This is what someone whispering suggestions in your ear would like you to feel. The lieutenant is saying something, but you can't.
What? Withhold being content? What are you? Live a little! Everything on the damn crime scene fits like a glove! You should get shit-faced on this damn crime scene! Shut up, fuck midget!
I have no idea what's going on here, but you should not do.
Detective?
The lieutenant looks at you, curious. The lieutenant doesn't understand what's happening right now.
I agree. Our assumptions could be wrong. Better not to have them confirmed just yet.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim... Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2.
The RCM's 4-phase murder scene...
The fuck are they on? Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Muindi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui descent, to crack the...
Fine. It's a 3-part form to be filled out on the scene by the detectives. A scalpel is not always required. I hope this is one of those cases. Latex gloves are, however. There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get... I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the... In your paperwork, officer, just fill out the field autopsy form. You've lost your paperwork, haven't you?
Fucking runkari! He's a...
Man up, pig! You're embarrassing, Kuno.
Now they only have one paperwork.
Officer, what haven't you lost? Good. Otherwise you would only have one shoe now. I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several, actually. But only if it helps move things along. Yes, well...
It's okay to cry.
Right. The autopsy form is near the end.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with...
That's you.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings.
KK57. Next. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young... He nods.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Muindi. This is the pudgy mess of curdled meat. Looks neither mondial nor anything.
Fucky, fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinct.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 050.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like against the window. And so, all across Jamrock, Cole sits.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is
See?
Babroudine, yes. Inexpensive. Size.
The disappointment is palpable.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a bucket, well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thigh.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark. We get chain cutters, then try with those. Damn corpse. We had a good rhythm going.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes, guess what's yours? Yes, sorry, cop. The cop, huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of it. That won't happen. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel A metallic drawer slides out.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long...
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters. In your... The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gate. The rotting man lies on his side. With the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Cut with as much...
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread, rising.
You are?
Being Kuno's pig has a steadying effect on your hand. Go with the flow, man. You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried. A really, really bad smell is coming from there now. And some kind of cracking sound. The lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon...
Yeah, fuck him! Fuck that!
Told you my pig...
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts. With his snap, the knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
No! It's gonna happen, see!
I fucking...
This is clearly what they've been waiting for.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No, back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades. Dispersal and accumulation in...
We have a real museum. Last item. Hands.
The hand feels heavy, filled with...
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to...
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat.
Yeah, jack that fucker!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen.
No scream. No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there.
Hepatobiliary. NA. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? Neither am I. Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there? Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered. Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one. Oh, so we inflicted them? Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the water. Injuries. Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next. So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury. A stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammation.
At maximum velocity
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit.
Right. Next. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's see. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the...
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. Now we put him in a body bag, and I drive him to Faubourg.
The lieutenant looks at the dead man one more. He's thinking, did I miss something? I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
I'm gone. Into the what? In the past. Wait, I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. Go ahead, copper. What do you mean? It's the power of you mad
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really...
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them coming right up. Copperoonie. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No. You're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. Because you have loved it, me and Provocopo. It was love all along. Sure, Lobo. Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder? You're a lying sack of shit, Corpo. You're doing this because there is nothing else to do. Do I remind you of...
A child born with Muller's disease, Harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
No, not quite. Be fair now. You sure I got out of that one. Coppellini, come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in...
Okay. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen.
There go those beautiful enamel...
It's too late to take him into processing today. I'll take him first thing.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and...
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man.
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno does...
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in. I'm going away for a long...
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to go...
Don't be traumatizing it.
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line. She shifts in her seat.
Well, this might be the last snow we get. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in...
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow. Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great... Glad to have been of service. Now you know the locals are keeping tabs on you. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. The frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labeled Prime Line glows like the soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio.
This is Precinct 57.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here. I'm putting him on.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know. Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isoleri law enforcement service.
Of course. What is the number, officer? Officer? 57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't a warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't...
She looks up.
Fine. For it doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay? Reality. You mean What?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15. I don't know. What about it? We're in Frit as mankind.
What will her essay prompt be?
We're in Revachol, like on the insulin. You're welcome. When ordinary people take over the government, and yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article. Cool.
Small, wrinkled woman. The photo, it's the warmth of a winter night's fire. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recent. The driver has adorned the back end a book with
racist nationalist paraphernalia. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of.
Can I help you?
man ponders his cooking utensils. He looks up at you, then look. Shrugging is an international sign for... On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happened. That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching our syrupy attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself. Maybe later. What is this? Casual Friday? What's with the lackadaisical? What happened, man? You get your drink on and your act together.
Yes?
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right. You look dumb if you keep the lieutenant waiting for too long. The door is closed. Still no answer. This door can only be opened with a key or from... Still, the lieutenant gives... He doesn't like where this is going.
Yes?
The fan stands still. The bed is cold.
The option to go to sleep becomes available.
It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Looking for something on?
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone.
Been admiring the stompers, right?
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads.
It's Revachol. Custom made. Cost me a... You'll see when the time comes, officer.
Technically, you're stomping on...
Huh. I know you people don't understand poetry.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you! Things are busy enough. You're going to waste less of my time?
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
Hola, Wandering Man.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
This Post Lavanturier mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with the box scene. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you...
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar... I do. Fire from heavy artillery. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely...
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but... the enemy of my enemy and all that. Damn right, son. They lit the fire of hell on the city. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically run.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the Coalition, Revachol...
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific...
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned to Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of this damn Frissel. He was a king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and a true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frissel. This was René the king. Has everyone forgotten already? It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every...
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
She is nobody.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday.
No one has been guarding the...
Yes! It's...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur...
The possibility of someone being in there is enough.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard boost? Yes, like I said, I would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez. It's also about that, but it's also more. It's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience. I knew we could trust you. Remember, real democracy. The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you. The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips. They look pretty ancient.
Where? there? Those are all. These bullets were fired during the revolution, over half a century ago. They do not much. I don't have a friend.